I don't know if I'm overreacting or if I just permanently messed something up. I work in payroll for a mid-sized company. It's not glamorous. I don't make decisions. I don't sit in meetings about culture or leadership. I move numbers around so people get paid on time. That's it. Tonight I logged in from home even though I'm technically on PTO. I've been sleeping badly the last few weeks. I keep waking up feeling like I forgot to send something or miscalculated a report. My chest gets tight, and the only way it settles down is if I log in and check. So I logged in. It was supposed to be 5 minutes. While I was poking around reconciling something completely unnecessary, I noticed a folder I normally don't see. HR compliance. I shouldn't have access to that. I'm not part of HR. I assumed it was a glitch. Someone probably changed permissions and forgot to change them back. I clicked it. There were a few files inside. One was labeled Internal Complaint, Review Pending. I hovered over it for a while. I could have closed the folder and pretended I never saw it. That would have been the smart thing to do. Instead, I opened it. It was an anonymous harassment complaint against someone in upper management. I won't use his full name, but it's Daniel H. He's been there forever. The kind of guy who speaks calmly in meetings and remembers people's birthdays. There were screenshots attached, text messages between Daniel and the employee who filed the complaint. At first, I wasn't thinking about who the employee was. I was just reading like it was gossip I shouldn't be seeing. The messages weren't explicit. That's what made them uncomfortable. They were framed as mentorship, career guidance, visibility, strategic alignment. Then there were messages sent late at night, then weekend calls, then lines like, "If you're serious about advancement, flexibility matters." I remember feeling annoyed reading that. It sounded like corporate nonsense. Then I looked closer at the phone number in the screenshots. I have a stupidly good memory for numbers. I can remember routing numbers from accounts I processed 3 years ago. I don't try to. They just stick. The number looked familiar. I told myself I was imagining it. I picked up my phone and opened my contacts. It matched my sister's number. Not close, not similar. Exact. I actually laughed a little at first because it felt absurd, like my brain was playing tricks on me. I checked digit by digit. Still exact. My sister joined this company 6 months ago. Different department, different building. We don't interact at work. We actually avoid mentioning it because we didn't want people to know we're related. She moved here for the job. I helped her move into her apartment. We fought about whether she should keep her old dining table because it didn't fit her new place. We don't talk deeply about work. We send each other dumb videos, we complain about traffic. Normal sibling stuff. I went back to the file. The replies from her number were short, professional, almost stiff. I am not available outside scheduled work hours. I would prefer to keep discussions work-related. That sounded like her. She gets very precise when she's uncomfortable. There were call logs attached, not recordings, just timestamps and durations. A bunch of short calls late at night, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 40 seconds, then one call 3 weeks ago that lasted 27 minutes. After that, no more outgoing calls from her number, just incoming messages from him. I leaned back on my couch and tried to breathe normally. 3 weeks ago. I opened my text thread with her. At 1:14 a.m. that same night she sent me, "Are you awake?" I wasn't. My phone was on silent because I had an early audit the next morning. I didn't see it until 8 a.m., and by then she had sent, "Never mind, all good." I remember seeing it and thinking she probably just wanted to vent about something small. I sent a thumbs-up emoji because I was already late for work. I feel sick thinking about that now. Back in the complaint file, there was a written statement from the anonymous employee. It described feeling pressured to accept informal mentorship opportunities outside office hours. It described subtle retaliation when boundaries were set. It wasn't dramatic. No yelling, no threats, just documentation. That part made it feel real. There was also an HR note saying they were conducting a preliminary review. No formal action yet. Discretion advised. And then another note from yesterday saying the employee's recent performance had declined. and that a performance alignment meeting might be scheduled. I know what that means. In payroll, I process changes after those meetings. Sometimes it's a small adjustment. Sometimes it's termination paperwork. There was a calendar screenshot attached. Monday morning, private meeting, Daniel plus HR plus employee. My sister's department. I checked her employee profile. I shouldn't have. That was worse than opening the complaint. Attendance was, normal. No write-ups officially logged yet. But there were internal comments about engagement and team cohesion. That language always shows up right before something bad. Then I noticed something at the bottom of the complaint file. A small system-generated line from IT. User access anomaly detected. Payroll credentials accessed restricted HR file. Time stamped from earlier tonight. My stomach dropped. I don't know how serious that is. Maybe it's just automated. Maybe no one reviews those unless there's a pattern. But there is now a record that I opened that file. If anyone looks closely and realizes I'm related to the person potentially involved, it could ruin the anonymity of the complaint. I didn't think about that before I clicked. I just wanted to understand. There was also a draft resignation letter attached. Not submitted, just saved. It was very generic. Thank you for the opportunity. 2-week notice, standard formatting. But one line stood out. I believe this is the healthiest decision for me at this time. Healthy. That word didn't sound like corporate language. That sounded personal. I checked the file properties out of reflex. It was created the same night as the 27-minute call. Around 2 a.m., I tried not to imagine her sitting alone after that call, writing it. I keep replaying the timeline in my head. He calls. They talk for almost half an hour. She texts me at 1:14 a.m. I don't answer. She writes a resignation letter at 2 a.m. I don't know if that's what happened. I'm filling gaps with guesses. That might not even be fair. I finally logged out, but the damage is done. Logs don't disappear because I closed a browser. I thought about calling her immediately and telling her I saw everything. But if she's trying to keep this contained and anonymous, me admitting I accessed the file might make it worse. I texted her instead. Want to come over this weekend? She replied almost right away. Maybe. I'll see. That's her neutral answer. It means she's overwhelmed. I almost asked about work. I deleted it. I almost asked if someone was bothering her. Deleted that too. What do you say without revealing, you know? The worst part is I don't even know if she's the complainant. I'm assuming. It could be someone else using the same number somehow, even though that feels unlikely. If she isn't the one who filed it, then what does that 27-minute call mean? Why hasn't she told me anything? And why do I feel like I've betrayed her just by looking? There's a chance nothing happens. Maybe HR handles it quietly. Maybe Daniel gets a warning. Maybe the meeting Monday is unrelated. Or maybe she walks into that room alone, thinking she's protected by anonymity, not knowing that somewhere in a system log, her brother's name is attached to her complaint file. I keep thinking about that text. Are you awake? I wasn't. I don't know which part bothers me more. That she might have needed me and I didn't answer. Or that now, when I finally see what might be happening, the only thing I've actually done is click a file I never should have touched. I wanted to make sure nothing was wrong. Now I'm waiting for Monday, knowing something probably is. And I have no idea whether I helped her, or if I just made sure that when this gets reviewed, my name is sitting quietly in the access history right next to hers.